the maruf. It says forbidding al-munkar. And you believe in Allah. Why is the position of the belief in Allah subjugated here to these actions? Because they're not amal salihat. This is not the normal righteous deeds. As we heard Sheikh Hussein explain briefly, but I'll elaborate. When it's al-maruf and al-munkar in these particular ayahs, it's in Surah Al-Imran, chapter 3, verse 104, the one that Sheikh read from, chapter 3, verse 110 that I read from. It's because this is Islam itself. And when we ask the Sheikh, why is the Iman coming after these two actions? He said, you missed the point. The maruf mentioned here is to call the people to La ilaha illallah. And the munkar is to stop what takes the people away from it. And unless you do that, you don't believe in Allah. My dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, this is the time for us to do a serious wake-up call. I'm receiving emails, I'm receiving telephone calls from our brothers and sisters around the world right now. My daughter, she's married to a Christian. My daughter, she married a Buddhist. My son became an atheist. My children are leaving Islam. What do I do? Well, I got your answer. It's not what you do now. It's what you should have done 20 years ago. Set the example for them. You can't. You're too busy. You're at work. Oh yeah, my second job. Oh yeah. You have sold your children to Shaitan. The amount of money that you get for that extra job, for those extra hours that you're working, that's the money that you took to sell your children to Shaitan. Because they're sitting there in front of Game Boy, Xbox, the television set, the cable, and the satellite, and that became their God. A one-eyed God. And that's what they know. The only time they're going to dress like this, put the kufi on, is when they're in a gathering like this or at the masjid with you, your friends. But as soon as they go to school, boom, that comes off and they go the other way. Same for the daughters. Take off the hijab, hang it over there and out in the street just like anybody else. And the reason is because they don't know, they don't appreciate, and how much different are they from the children who also are lost. You would be scared if you knew how many emails I've got today from our children around the world telling me how they've totally given up on Islam. They don't know Allah. They don't know the deen. They ask questions that make you cry. Why do we have to pray? How do we know Muhammad was really a prophet? This is coming from Muslims. Allah is taking it away from us because we don't take care of it. Did Allah tell us in the Quran that if we don't take care of the deen, that He will replace us with a people that will? Yes or no? And you didn't believe it? Or you thought you had it? When you're so impressed with the West that you want to copy everything they do, you are doing nothing but fulfilling the prophecy of the Prophet ﷺ. When you will chase after them, even if they go into the hole of the lizard. Only today, we're trying to get in the hole before they do. When are we going to wake up? Because until we begin to call the other people back, then what's the chance of us getting ourselves back? I just now, on my camera, I stood outside with the children out there in the parking lot. Your children in the parking lot on this video. The only reason I'm not going to show it because it's not fair to the kids. They didn't know what I was doing. But I've got it in here, and I asked them, do you pray? They said yes. I said, how many times a day? They said 5. I said, every day? They said no. Saturdays and Sundays only. Anybody who doesn't believe what I just said can look at. I've got it right here on the camera. It's a video. What do you think? It's a joke? I'll let you hear it.
Did you go to Islamic school? Huh?
Did you go in the morning?
Today?
Yes.
Maybe. I went to one where they had lots of girls were there.
Yeah.
Yesterday I went to one that had lots of small children, but I was in a place called Manchester.
Not today.
Today? Yeah. Did you go to school today?
Yes.
Why?
To learn?
Oh, okay. Did you learn anything?
Yes.
What'd you learn?
Lots of things.
A lot of things?
Yes.
Good. Very good. How old are you?
12.
12 years old?
Yes.
Are you a Muslim?
Can you hear it?
You are? You like it?
Yes.
It's good?
Yes.
So do you pray 5 times a day?
Sometimes.
Sometimes? Which days do you pray 5 times?
Saturday and Sunday.
Huh?
Saturdays and Sundays.
Saturdays and Sundays. Oh. For the rest of
Astaghfirullah. You heard it. Do you pray 5 times a day? Sometimes. When? Saturdays and Sundays. That was in the parking lot. How close does it have to be, brothers and sisters? Is it time for us to make a change, or are we okay? I've got another little shock for you. There's a very famous statement in the Quran. We translate it like this. Allah doesn't change the condition of a people until the people change themselves. Do you know we always use that in a positive way? We say that we're in a bad condition and we want to be better, we have to change ourselves. Yes or no? That's not the meaning of the ayah. It's opposite. This ayah is particularly about Adam and Eve, who were in the best condition. They were in the Jannah. They were in the best condition, and until they changed themselves, and Allah said about that, لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ ثُمَّ رَدَدْنَاهُ أَسْفَلَ سَافِلِينَ. Allah created them in the best of modes, and then they reduced themselves to the lowest of low. And about that, Allah is saying, He doesn't change the condition of a people until they change themselves. Now, we've already done it. We've already put ourselves in that condition. Now Allah can change our condition, and you don't want to know what's going to happen to us in the last days if we don't get it together now. I'm not talking about tomorrow morning. I'm not talking about tonight. I'm talking about this kind of now, the kind of now that you take the next breath from. That kind of now. We've got to act. It's not an option. I need my brothers and sisters in Jannah. I need to be there too. All of us need to be there. But it ain't happening the way we're going. We're joking and kidding ourselves. This deen is too precious to let it get away from us. It is Allah's ni'mah. In closing, I just want to remind myself how big a favor it is that Allah gave us this deen, this beautiful, wonderful way of life called Islam. And I just want to remind myself how important it is to call myself and to call my relatives and call my friends and call all the people on this earth back. Call them back. Call them back to the worship of one God. La ilaha. La ilaha. La ilaha illallah. Assalamu alaikum.